need my authority reinstated. This was a vampire attack.
Legion did play with ideas about religion and faith, and very directly. It was dealing with that kind of stuff in a way that was meant to be, provocative but also fun and kind of a throwback to 70s horror movies. Priest is a really, really different thing. It's an entirely different, tonally different movie. It's set in an alternate world. It's basically a primal story about a man who has to defy the authority to go and find a member of his family, someone that he loves, that has been kidnapped at the beginning of the story. And that is the context of the story. The world that it's set in is a kind of post-apocalyptic, and truly so in a science fiction way, a world that's been devastated by centuries of war. And the characters that are called priests in our story, the best analogy is to describe them as something like Jedi Knights, in the sense that they were people that were discovered to possess a special ability, were recruited to fight the war on behalf of humanity, and now as our story begins, they've won the war is over. It's deja vu all over again. Yes, the war is over, and now they have to kind of deal with the carnage of their lives because society has moved on from that. They're sort of like Vietnam vets.
The citizens have complete faith in the church's ability to keep them safe. You will not shake that faith.
What good is that faith when it's a lie?
If you take any action to leave the cities, you will be stripped from the order and excommunicated immediately.
Priest is a hardcore, gritty, post-apocalyptic sci-fi western. It's set in a world that has been completely destroyed by centuries of war between humans and vampires. Vampires in this film are actually are monsters. They're formidable beasts. I play a character of a priest who was at the front line in the vampire wars. I fall in battle, and only to be transformed into a completely new, different entity, a dangerous, formidable entity. And this film's essentially about one man's journey, going against the system, going against the establishment in order to do what is right.
The war is long over. It's not over. Not for me. Is this the world I fought for? No, but it's the only world we have left.
One of your own has broken his sacred vow. You will find him dead or alive.
We both like Clint Eastwood movies. We both like John Wayne movies, and I'm really interested in these sort of laconic, man of few words, this 1,000-yard stare, the Steve McQueen, Clint Eastwood. And Paul, interestingly enough, is something that whereas he is this very verbal and very articulate and British, funny, warm personality, he's really able to transform completely and play this severe 1,000-yard stare, very spiritual, quiet, strong character. And it's just a lot of fun for us to do that together. And when I got involved in this project, I thought, who's going to be Priest? Well, I know one guy that I really like working with who could do it, and I called him and I sent it to him, and he said, I'm in. So
They bred a new army.
You're too late, Priest. This is their time now.
You have Priest, who I asked him for my help in finding my girlfriend who was kidnapped by vampires, and he is at the church compound, and he has to go against the church in order to help me, and he does. And so it's kind of our journey on finding my girlfriend kidnapped by the vampires. Yes, there is plenty of violence. The vampires, some of the scenes are just so brutal and so raw and almost gory that it's, kind of steps up that level of reality that Scott created, and the whole world is kind of elevated to meet that action and that violence. And he matches that equally with love and sacrifice and emotional depth that all the characters have, which is great.
Is it true what they say about priests? You wield the hand of God.
We are spending 8 to 9 months on special effects, doing it right, doing it absolutely right, so that when it's out there, people get the full experience. Our director is adamant about that. His level of quality is so high, you can barely reach it, which is great.
You have no idea what's coming, priest.